So, I'm finishing out Anime Month with a pretty fitting ending. Me discussing what my favorite anime series ever are. Now, you may be wondering, why not do a top 10? Well, because I want to talk more in detail about these shows. And one of them even has a personal connection with me. So, yeah, I got quite a lot of things to talk about. If you've seen my list of favorite anime before, you might know what to expect for some of them. But other ones are brand new, added to my list from just last year after being given time to sit and let me think on them. But enough rambling, let's go ahead and get to the fun. As always, this is entirely my opinion. Please write yours in the comments below, but be nice about it. If you are not, I will delete them. Anyway, these are my top 5 favorite anime. Number 5. Defrag. The competition for this spot on the list is actually kind of fierce. There are a lot of anime that, if on a different mood, I would put over this one. It could be Seven Deadly Sins, Black Lagoon, or Durarara. I love all three of those. But most of the time when I think of my top 5, Defrag is the one that comes to mind, so that's the one I put here. Ever since seeing it appear on a list from Black Critic Guy for Best Anime Comedies, I have watched it and loved it. It might not be the funniest anime ever, but of all the comedies I can think of, it's the one I revisit the most and the one I enjoy the most. The characters are fun and lovable and have a great and hilarious interactions with each other. The comedy's pretty nuts, but in the best way. Defrag's biggest strength is its hilarious cast, in my opinion. Seriously, if you want to watch something short and have a really great and fun time, check this one out. Number 4. Steins Gate. Now we get to the newest entry on the list. Although I do enjoy seemingly mindless and silly anime like Defrag, I also do heavily enjoy shows or stories that really test you. Thrillers, in my opinion, are really hard stories to write, but when done well are probably the most enthralling things ever. And that's exactly what Steins Gate is. Enthralling. Sure, time travel is a pretty done-to-death subject in media, but never have I really seen it done as well as this. Every single episode was interesting and compelling and made me want to keep watching it. I had to see more and to know more. I had to watch these characters deal with the repercussions of their actions. And the characters are very likable and I cared for them. So when something happens, it really hit me. There were so many times where I just had chills and goosebumps because I was scared of what would happen next. I have never seen a show do that as effectively as this one. Number 3. Snow White with the Red Hair. As a writer, one of my favorite topics to work on is romance. It is a really good genre with so many great possibilities. Character relationships are a huge driving force in how interesting they can be and how much you like each one. And they can even mirror real life, making a show or character have a connection with the audience. Well, of all romance stories out there, this one is my favorite. As I've said about 5 times now as of late, Snow White with the Red Hair completely nails the romance between Zen and Shirayuki. As the two bond and become closer, they grow as people, evolving from their experiences with the other. They talk about their feelings and try to be better because of it. And both of them are fantastic and interesting characters on their own. And the side characters are really funny and great, bringing some good jokes and fun moments to the show. And it can switch from calm and peaceful and sweet to action-packed, suspenseful, and truly compelling. It all blends so well into a really well-crafted show. Number 2. Kill La Kill. I know, this anime definitely feels like it would have a very particular fan base for obvious reasons, but I have different reasons for loving the show as much as I do. It's because it's fucking awesome. This anime is so action-packed and epic throughout the whole thing that it feels like it's just a shot of adrenaline has been injected right into your neck and you're just feeling the rush of it infinitely. And it doesn't stop, it just keeps going and going and going with so much energy and vitality. It's really quite remarkable. It does slow down at times to allow the characters to have their arcs and go through the motions which increase the stakes. Then it picks right back up again with a fiery passion. The story may be kind of simple, but the concept of superpowered clothing is pretty cool and makes for some really awesome moments. And the characters are in your face and memorable, making a really great impression on the audience. The animation might not always be the best, but when it is, it looks freaking awesome. And because of all this, Kill la Kill makes my top 5 list at number 2.
Before I get to my number one pick, I wanted to do some honorable mentions. Now, in the original cut of this, because this is being recorded way after I originally recorded this, I just said I already mentioned it in my number 5 spot, which I did, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go over it anyway. Why not? I want to talk about it. So we have Black Lagoon, which is a very fun, very gritty, very just intense and entertaining action series with a lot of great characters. Do Rah Rah Rah, which jumbles a whole bunch of really fun storylines, really fun characters. It's surreal and strange, but just fun and interesting. And then there's Seven Deadly Sins, which is a really good fantasy with fantastic characters, really great emotional drama, and a lot of great action.
So let's get right to our number 1, or my number 1, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Anyone who's been on my channel long enough knew this one was coming. I have not stopped singing my praises of this glorious show for years. As I've said in the past, this is what got me into anime, and I've also revisited it many times, and thinking about it, I kid you not, has helped me get over some mild depression during some bad times in my life. And I'm being completely serious about that one. This anime is written, told, and made to be like an old epic told around the campfire, and it completely shows. It reaches bigger heights than probably any show I can think of. Seriously, can you name many shows where the characters become larger than galaxies? Because I can't. Speaking of, the characters, in my opinion, are fantastic. Sure, some of the side characters don't get enough recognition, but even those guys are cool. And the main trio of Simon, Yoko, and Kamina are so absolutely memorable. They work off of each other so well, and the bonds feel real. And on their own, they're wonderfully entertaining and likable characters. The anime is completely over the top, so much so that you just get sucked into the madness. And even though you can kind of expect it to get bigger and bigger, you always get excited when it does, or at least I do. Even people I've met who say the show is overrated don't deny that it is epic and memorable, and not in the bad way. Everyone has that one show or movie that just sticks with them. Mine is Gurren Lagann. So those are my top 5 favorite anime of all time. This list has changed a bit in the past, but not nearly as much as my top 10 list, so I don't really expect myself to redo this anytime soon. I might if it changes drastically, but I don't really expect that to happen. I hope all of you guys really enjoyed Anime Month as much as I did, because I love talking about this stuff, and I wanted to celebrate 300 subscribers in a kind of different way, so I came up with this. Anyway, tell me your favorite anime in the comments below, and as always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Also make sure to check out my supporters, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.